Hello friends, and welcome back to another Crafternoon with the Washoe County Library. I'm Miss Libby from the North Valleys Library, and today we're going to be making our own non-toxic natural watercolor paints. And a special thank you to lostincolors.com for this wonderful idea. First, we'll need a kaolin or a white cosmetic clay. The light color of this clay will help us keep the color of our paints. I found this at Walmart. It's a mix of bentonite and kaolin clay. We'll also need some vegetable glycerin. It can be food grade if you'd like. We'll also need our gathered plant materials. That could be anything from kitchen food scraps, twigs, berries, leaves, or even pre-powdered veggies such as beetroot or spirulina powder. Right here I have some dried hibiscus flower. We'll also need a white distilled vinegar, or you could use essential oils. And as an option, you can use a mint tin and bottle caps to keep your paints. We'll also need a sieve, some measuring spoons, and a little bowl to mix our paint in. You'll gather your materials, and you can use a mortar and pestle to crush the plant material or anything that will smash the plants pretty well. Next, you'll take your plant material and pour hot water over it and let it sit for a few minutes. Now, the more plant material you use and the longer you let it sit, the darker the dye is going to be. So right here I have my hibiscus flower, and it's been brewing in the hot water. So we'll go ahead and take the sieve and we'll get all of the plant material out. And you want to be careful, especially some of these plant dyes are going to be really strong and you don't want to stain any of your clothes. Once we have our plant dye, we'll take our bowl and we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of our clay. Then you'll want to add your plant dye just a few drops at a time. Now remember, the more plant dye you have in here, the darker the color will be. Put a few drops of that in and we'll mix it with the clay until it's smooth. We don't want any lumps in here. Alright, once we have our paint that's pretty smooth, we'll get our vegetable glycerin and we'll just put a few drops in here. The reason we want to put the vegetable glycerin in, it'll make our paint smooth and spreadable like a real paint. Once that is nice and smooth, we can go ahead and add our vinegar or our essential oil, and what this does is act as a preservative for our paint. Now, the vinegar can react with plant materials, so when you experiment with different plant material, you can watch it change color when you put the vinegar in. Just a few drops. And we'll mix that in. Once we have it all mixed in nicely, we're done. You do have the option of storing your paints in bottle caps. And you can use the paint right away, or this does dry nicely and it will re-wet just like a normal watercolor. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you have fun experimenting with different materials to make all kinds of different colors. Don't forget to visit the Washoe County Library website and Facebook for more fun projects and STEAM activities. See you next time.